Hey guys, how's it going? Opie B here, coming at you with a quick video. I apologize for the background noise. It's currently raining, so I'm sorry about that if the audio's kind of spotty. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Click the link down below to get to my Patreon. That is live now, so I will be posting there daily, at least some content. Subscription starts at $1 a month. So if you can afford a coffee, you can afford a subscription. There's going to be lots of exclusive content on Patreon that you can get that will never be seen here on YouTube. So stay posted for that. All right. So topic of the day. Sorry guys, this guy's a little bit off. The economic, in all honesty, downturn that's currently going on. By that I mean the stock market is falling. We have risk of conflict in the Ukraine. We have risk of conflict in Asia. And what's more so concerning me, with China flexing its muscle, it could start a ripple effect with other countries. Those other countries that I'm most concerned with is Iran and North Korea. Well, the North Korean military is pretty dated. Someone with nothing to lose is probably going to fight the hardest, right? Their population is starving. They really have nothing to live for, so keep that in mind. And Iran, if they shut down the Gulf, we all know how that can happen. U.S. has called up more troops. They have pulled, well, multiple countries have pulled all their diplomats out of the Ukraine already, or moved them to the far western side of the country. So it's heating up pretty good over there. Hopefully by the time I post this video, it hasn't popped off. But if it has, well, we'll be seeing what's going on, right? Ukraine has started to pull outdated anti-tank guns out of storage. The MT-12 was a 100mm anti-tank gun. Most countries have moved away from the anti-tank gun and gone towards anti-tank missiles. They're more compact, easier to move, right? So they've started pulling out anti-tank guns. While they are not the greatest for one-on-one, obviously against another main battle tank, they're meant to fight in formation. Now, the downfall with that is Russian artillery. The counter battery to that would be insane. They'd be eradicated really fast. Whether it's with rocket artillery or whether it's with tubed artillery, towed or self-propelled, it doesn't really matter, or mortar fire even. Now these are old guns. End of World War II, early Cold War era, 1950, 1960 time frame. 100mm gun is not going to take out a T-72. You might render it combat ineffective by getting mobility kill, throwing a track, blowing off a road wheel, that kind of thing. I don't think that it has enough power to penetrate the armor, especially with the reactive armor that they put on them now. I just don't think it's enough. Romania, as I mentioned before, has started spinning up their forces. There's been multiple videos that I've seen on multiple different platforms of Romanian troops being mobilized. It's not looking good, guys. So, that being said, keep an eye on that area. Shit's gonna pop off, and just get prepared now. Are your supplies topped up? Fuel. Do you have extra gas, diesel, kerosene, water? Do you have extra water? Right now it's winter here. Do you have lots of firewood? Do you have a means to burn that firewood? Do you have your propane, natural gas? Is that all set up? If you have propane barbecue, do you have extra 25-pound tanks? If you don't just use 25-pound tanks, maybe you do have 100-pounders. I'd recommend getting a couple 100-pounders if you can where you're at. If you can get a 400-plus pound container of propane, a station, it's expensive, but it might be a good idea. Now, yes, that's a little bit much to be pushing into a barbecue, but you can install propane heaters in your house. Wouldn't really recommend that, but you can do it. Lots of RV appliances run off propane stoves, etc. Without power, right? Propane will still flow. Downside to the current situation with the prices of goods and services and inflation, get your tangible assets. I'm not giving you financial advice, but get tangible assets. Silver, gold, platinum, things like that. If you can, start a scrap metal business. It's paying pretty good right now, and you can get cash for that. A friend of mine, he's doing it. I'm doing it also. He's averaging about $1,000 a week in scrap metal. Okay, money's there, and he really doesn't take any extra time out of his day to go do it. He just picks it up on his way home from work, much like I do. You can get easily in the bed of a pickup truck a couple $100, depending on where you're at and how much scrap's in the area. If you're hard pressed for cash right now, I get a lot of people are unemployed. There's side hustles you can be doing, right? As I said, that scrap metal business is great for two reasons. This goes back to the mentality of 2 is 1 and 1 is none, right? But this is for income streams. Just something that I do personally. Multiple income streams is obviously ideal, especially if you're in a preparedness. Whether that's passive or you actually putting your time in, right? Whether that's having a side business, side hustles, whatever, right? Dividends, what have you. Side hustles are, honestly, as preppers, probably your better bet. It's less reliant on the grid, obviously, and it gets your face out there. So should everything go to crap, people see you, they know you know how to do stuff because you've done it for them before, or so-and-so needs a hand with this, your name's already out there. People already know you, right? So it's going to ease post-event you being able to get work and get goods. You're building that network, right? Networking is key. It serves you two purposes. One, you can get resources, okay? You can find out where all the scrap yards are. It's gonna take a real bad event for all the scrap metal to go away, right? Cash is good now. They're paying here at least about 130, 140 in that ballpark dollars a ton. So 1,100 pounds. For that, you can easily get probably, on the bed of my truck, I've gotten up to a $200 load, and that was pretty sketchy, but you can do it. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should, though. If you have a dump trailer, even better. Investing in things like that, they're not that expensive. They're kind of pricey, but they're not that bad right now, especially if you buy them used, right? That way you can do things like pull things for people or move things or what have you, enclosed trailers, things like that. Even better if you can get people to drop the scrap off to you. Cash is king, right? For now. I convert that cash into liquid assets. Fuel. I'm actually on the way right now as I'm going home from work to top up my fuel stores. I've got about 300 liters I got to grab today, and about another 200 tomorrow. So we shall see. Are your vehicles topped up with fuel? Okay. Make sure all your vehicles are at least at a half tank at all times, preferably full tank. I try to not let mine get below 3/4. Obviously, sometimes that's not feasible to top up, what have you. Especially with the way things are going in Europe. If you don't have fuel, get it. Here we're paying about $1.57 a liter is what I just passed. Where I go, it's about 10 cents a liter cheaper. So that's roughly about $7 or $8 or $6 or $7 a gallon, right? So make sure your vehicles are all topped up with fuel. Make sure that you have other supplies for heating if you're in a northern climate, and make sure you have supplies for cooling if you're in a southern climate. I don't foresee this thing getting any better. My gut's telling me that it's going to get worse, and it's going to get worse fast. So just a little bit of advice. Not trying to scare anybody, but it's just, I feel compelled, like that's, something's telling me something's up, right? Yeah. So again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The link to my Patreon is down below. You'll get content like this with topics that go into more in depth than this on my Patreon. Thanks for watching. OPB out.